Hi there all Diablo 3 fans, welcome to my channel. I would like to show you today my version of Barbarian build for Diablo 3 Riper of Soul. This one is based on the Fury of the Wasteland set, and what I wanted to achieve with it is just to have a farming character which can quite quickly demolish level 70 plus of the Greater Rifts. So this set, I will just quickly go through the follower set. It's gonna be all the items with the emanates bonus, starting from the broken crown as a helmet, giving the bonus to the gem drop, extra gold drop, which is the gold skin armor, indestructible items from Spolders of Zakara, Nemesis parcels to give extra enemy champion group from shrines and pylons, Dove energy trap, which gives me the increase of the stun durations, Avarice brand, which gives increase gold pickup radius, Ring of Royal Grandeur to play up with the two sets I'm wearing. One is the Kind Destiny, which increase the Greater Rift Keystone drops, and the second one is Sage Journey, which double the amount of Death Breath drops. The weapon and the focus is just whatever you can find, because there isn't anyone with the emanates bonus. For the skill setup, I will use Charm, Prophecy, Harmony for reduce your skills cooldowns, Powered Shield for increase armor, and Focus Mind because I'm not playing hardcore, so I can focus on increase attack speed. And that's about it if we're talking about Enchantress. Going back to my character, as set Wrath of the Wastelands or Fury of the Wastelands, the set which I'm using, I've chosen to use all of the items because I want to keep the slot in the Canai's Cube for different ring than Royal Grandeur. So I'm using helmet, armor, shoulders, gloves, pants, and boots. As a belt, I'm using Lamentation, which double the stacks of Rend and increase its damage. Mortrix Brace as a worst because it gives all the runes effects on Berserker skill, which we're using, and then the classic set of Squirt Necklace together with Bastion of Will rings, Ingame for reduce cooldown, and Ambush Sprite to increase the Whirlwind attack and apply Rend at the same time. So we're using both our damage makers at the same time with Whirlwind use. As a legendary stones, we're using Molten Wildebeest Gizzard for regenerates 550,000 life per second and making the absorb shield around you. And then we've got Teoguk for damage, and Bane of Trapped for gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of the enemies as well as increase damage. So that's the items we're using, and in terms of paragons, I would not recommend or leave it as the last gold pickup radius. Firstly, I would just do increase area damage, then life per hit, then reduce cost of your skill. For defense, I go with resist all, then armor, then life, and then life regeneration. Offensive, I would go with those two, critical hit chance and critical hit damage first, then attack speed, and then cooldown reduction. All of them are very important for your build, but if you got 800 level Paragon, then you have no problems. But if you don't, you need to start somewhere. Core Paragons would be the movement speed and then all points in strength. And in terms of Canai's Cube, I'm using Furnace for increased damage against elites, Mantle of Channeling for 25% increased damage and 25% the reduced damage while using Whirlwind, and Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, which reduces the cooldown of one skill by 1 second when you hit. because you hit a lot with the Rend, then you got the Berserker cooldown going down very quickly. That's about it. And now the skills. Using Furious Charge for movements with Merciless Assault rune. As a mind damage maker, it's Whirlwind with Wind Share and Rend with Bloodbath. For movement, increased speed will be Spirit with Marathon. For defensive, I will use Ignore Pain with Bravado. And for all together increased damage and defense, Wrath of the Berserker, I choose Insanity. Till you not get the Prarsus, you will be having only Insanity, then you will have all the perks from all the runes. And then the passive skills will be Pound of Flesh, Rampage, Bone of Pulkatos, and Unforgiving. That's how the build is set up. I think it's quite fast build and definitely easy to make. After collecting few items, I could easily made level 7, sorry, level Torment 7 for Greater Rifts and Nephalem Rifts as well. So let's show level 75, so the max Torment level on the Greater Rift, how this build works. You need to be careful. If you lose Berserker aura, then this build is quite like glass cannon, so it can kill everything, but it can be killed easily. So soon you reach any enemies, you switch on the Berserker, and then you try to exterminate them as quickly as possible, with having in mind that you need to reduce the cooldown of your mind skill, which is Berserker aura. So for that to be done, you need to render as much as possible, and then just clear off everything which moves around you. Gain Berserker, turn on, kill what's move around you. As you see, my Berserker is now ready to be casted again, so I can focus on killing monsters. When I'm done, I'm activating it again, couple times of this skill Rend. I've got Berserker back, so I'm doing usual, trying to kill as much as possible with Berserker on. It's going, so you turn it again, Rend, till it's again activated. Couple of use. Unless you lose all your rage, then you need to go back to using Whirlwind. Then couple of Rampage. I've lost the Berserker, that's not good. I need to make sure I'm not killed by that. And then you're back to normal. Using Rend on everything you attack with Rend. As you see, this build moves very quickly through the rifts, but it is a glass cannon, so I lost the Berserker and I lost against even simple enemy, because you don't have much of the defense without it. Unless you find better equipment, you will need to focus on perking your reduced cooldown to make sure your reduced cooldown can allow you to be all-time Berserker status. It's quite obvious you will be dying, so till you not learn how to use it, I'm not recommending to use it on a hardcore mode. Luckily so far we could get away with it not having Berserker on, but higher you go on the Greater Rift, more times you will be in troubles. As you see, magic damage is something which will always kill you, so I recommend for those succubs to get Berserker on straight and avoid their attacks without Berserker skill. Because it will be painful, I'm telling you. Straight death. And that's what happened now. I've got to switch on the Berserker. So it's one of those easy to learn, difficult to master, so you need a lot of games to play around with the skill set and then to know how to use it best for your character. Let's activate the Guardian of the Rift. We don't have Berserker, so it will be a painful lot, especially with him when he swamps so much of the enemies. But yeah, mighty weapon, gloves, lots of legendaries, and I'm full of the blood shards. I hope you enjoyed it. The build is easy to make, but then you need to play around with it till you learn how to use it. So what I recommend is creating a non-hardcore character first, prior to making up a hardcore character. If you decide to do one of them, I don't play on hardcore. That's why I don't really care if I die in the rifts or not. If you are okay with that, you can leave thumbs up. If you want to put some thoughts to my head, please leave your comments. And if you want to be up to speed with the channel and new videos, subscribe it. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.